All right. Well, I really didn't want to have to do this, but I don't know why. I just randomly felt like making a video on The Last of Us Part 2 re-release, re-release for PC. Totally new game this time. Trust us. Game. Now, it's no surprise that I hate Last of Us 2. I liked the first game. I thought it was a great idea. It's a pretty average zombie survival type experience, but The Last of Us 2 just fucking took it off the lots. And I love making these videos on Last of Us because Naughty Dog fans are the most weirdest fucking people imaginable. They always go barking in my comments. They always go barking in my Twitter trolls. They're just fucking the most insufferable type of people ever. And if I was to compare Last of Us to anything more specifically, I like the first game. First game, great idea. It became very obnoxious in Last of Us 2. If I was to compare it to anything, I would say Last of Us stands are, the type of people, I always use the analogy like the Oscars movies, like yeah, there's movies like Oppenheimer. Yeah, there's great actors. They always get, they're in great stuff. But a lot of the Oscars stuff is very artsy. It's very, patting ourselves on the back. Look at how great our art is. It's all deep. It's all emotional. We all want to talk about our fucking feelings. These are the types of people who fall for this shit. And Last of Us 2 did pretty good. I mean, it sold 10 million copies in its base version, probably more. We're in the 20 million range. There's a certain crowd that follows these types of games. And yeah, it just it may be it may be a mid zombie survival game, but it's nothing more than that to me. And it really, with the Abby thing, killing off Joel, it just such a sour experience in my opinion. They really fucked up what could have been a really good idea for a series where the zombies are like fungus and yeah. But we go to the show. Now, the show is filmed in a place near me, in my country. So, I mean, trust me, this is a picturesque place. Everywhere you look, it's fucking it looks like a magical land. So I mean, I'm happy that there's film coming to my backyard and being filmed here. This is obviously in Banff or something in Canada in the mountains here. So, I mean, like, this show just doesn't interest me at all. It's all about feelings and romantics, and yeah, they've got probably some zombies in there, but I mean, it's mostly just a Walking Dead clone with The Last of Us fucking name on it, So, I mean, the show to me is like, it doesn't look like something I'd be into just because of the fact that I just don't like. I'm bored of. If I wanted to watch The Walking Dead, I'd fucking watch The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? And to have this cringe shit going on. Let's talk about our lesbian relationships and how Pedro Pascal is, in fucking everything nowadays. It's just, this Bella Ramsey person just looks ridiculous. It looks like she has a few too many chromosomes. There's some weirdness going on there, and I don't know. This show is not for me. It's not something I enjoy, and I don't know. I'm sure there's some people who watch it, but it's kind of stupid. So I mean, this is the type of people who flock to this type of things. You have people like Neil Druckmann, and where is it? These other people, you know, Troy Baker and these two chicks, and they're always fucking patting themselves on the goddamn back, aren't they? Saying we made the good, most artistic thing ever made. Look at how great we are, patting themselves on the fucking back, handing them. You got Neil Druckmann fucking handing himself an Oscar, saying I'm the greatest creator ever. And every time I make a fucking video on The Last of Us, you get these fucking Last of Us dorks who come on and blah, 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 barking in my fucking comments about how Last of Us is the greatest thing ever. They're weird people. I made a video on this before. The people who think that Last of Us is the greatest game ever made, nothing, you don't even have to play anything else because Last of Us 2 is such a great game. Just play that. They're weird. It's like this is not a masterpiece you think it is. And it's the same kind of shit with like Oscars, is that they're always fucking, they're always looking to say that what they made is that this is the best thing when it really is not. Now they recently released, this is the reason why I want to make this random fucking video on this, is that they released like this PC port, Last of Us Remastered 2, this is the best, this is the last, we trust us guys, this is the last fucking version we're making of this shit. Like, we're never gonna make another Last of Us 2 after this. They're gonna keep milking this fucking franchise for all it's worth, and that's what they did. Look at that. It's got a tag on it for that. Like, that would be a determining factor of what would make a video game, that you would have to say it's that, So stupid. So let's have a look at let's have this. I mean, much better PC port in the first game. People are saying some things about it. That sucks. Autosave bug hours after a game is lost. So, I mean, having a blast, PSA, the blood effects in the PC version are downgraded. So you're getting people saying, I find weed 10 out of 10. You're having people saying, hey, look, the people who are going to play this for the PC who haven't played it yet are the same type of people who would give it a fucking positive. And it did, it's doing moderately good. Did they expect this was going to get 100K concurrent players, maybe a couple 100,000 sales on Steam, they're just milking this fucking its balls with their fucking like little device that Troy Baker and fucking Neil Druckmann put on the bottom of this game's testicles and just suck out the sperm out of it. It's that kind of game to me personally, and like, it was never going to be this big huge thing that they wanted it to be, in my opinion. And now they're just like, ooh, the show, people like the show, but the show is just like a Walking Dead clone. The 90% of the people who watch the show have never played the game. They're just saying, ooh, there's another Last of Us, this time they're fungus zombies, like that's the kind of shit we're dealing with here. So let's have a look at the Steam discussion page, because I'm a long proponent of the Steam discussion page. It's a battleground for the modern games, and it's just, let's look like people are having a bunch of errors. We've already seen some errors on this shit. So let's have a look here, because it's going. Has anybody had this error, crash, blah, blah, blah? I think I can't play the game. Crashes randomly sometimes. So, I mean, there are some technical bugs here, as mostly this. A case study in woke culture over substance. I'm surprised these people don't get banned from this, because, as you know, these are highly sanitized forums. But anybody can post to this, so you're opening up this, anybody can come in and share their opinions, which often people don't like. Here's post. This is a forced diversity, of course. That was gonna be in there. Then you have Lev, a transgender character. Of course, you're gonna have that in there. Systematic underwhelming of masculinity. We've known for a long time that Neil Druckmann has a thing against men. He just has to make it his personal mission in life to make it seem as if men are not as important as women or anything else. If you look at what he's done over the course of his life, you can see that he just devoutly doesn't like masculinity. He's not a masculine person. He's not a person who seems to, have anything to evolve himself in manliness, and he makes this garbage. So the game is insistent that you love Abby. Now, Abby is a terrible character. We've known this for a long time. She's just this is the kind of shit you only see on Steam forums. More AI generated slop. There's just constantly people fucking fighting with each other in these fucking forums. So, I mean, this is all funny. It's all fun in games. I love listening to this kind of keep crashing on this. People are having a lot of issues, and you got to know that someone at some fucking studio office at Sony Entertainment or something just plugged in a fucking port, hit copy, pressed the button, and it just went. Here you go. Here's the PC port. They played a little bit. Yeah, it works. Yeah, this works. Okay, fucking shot it out there. A couple hundred copies sold. It's that type of self jerking off that they do for these fucking franchises that they fucking really they really do this to themselves. They want this to be a anti-woke nonsense. I miss when people would just enjoy things with those. It's like, this game has been out for fucking ever, and they're still talking about this shit. It's like, like what the fuck are people like? I don't care about about any of the wokeness and the bullshit in Last of Us. It's just a stupid idea for a game, and of course it's covered in all kinds of woke bullshit and fucking stupidity. But I mean, that's kind of what that is the self jerking off that these people do it. I was hoping these issues in the story would be awful. I mean, they weren't gonna change the game a full amount, but this game has it running amazing on my PS2. Yeah, I know. Didn't it? It came out for PS. The original Last of Us was PS3, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't care. Where the fuck is Bloodborne? Yeah, no kidding. So I mean, they could have made Bloodborne 10 times over now, and they have a team working on this bullshit. Oh my god, move around, guy, nerd. You get dumbasses conversations like this. You get people who is there food? You get weirdly sexual people and attracted to these type of woke games. And they just think they're the greatest thing ever because it allows them to be weird as fuck like they are. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Abby is the worst character in gaming history. Yes! Let's read this because I believe this too. Abby is such a easy to hate character. I mean, you get a buff chick who is just so, like, you can just, sometimes when you just look at someone, and games are getting so good that they're representative of like an actual human, but when you look at Abby, you just think, oh fuck, get me out of like, I would never want to be in the fucking same room as that cunt. So I mean, when you have her playing as her for fucking like 14 hours in a gaming session or whatever, that I don't know how people could drive themselves through it. Abby is the worst character in gaming history. Fake natty, roided to the gills, full of rage. She's a terrible person, and Neil Druckmann wanted to do this. He wanted to create someone that people would just hate, and he finisher. Yeah, I know, no kidding. And that's the thing is, like, let's just not make anything more about Abby. She was a mistake of gaming. Spoilers. Yeah, I know. I mean, he wanted so. Joel was a cool ass character. Father, living through the zombie apocalypse, wanted to stand up for what's right. Honorable man. And like this, it's the exact type of person that Neil Druckmann hates. And of course, he had to take someone who's so shitty and so stupid like Abby and make her, like that. So I mean, Abby, I agree, wholehearted. Yeah, no kidding. Thanks for the spoilers, bro. Maybe a warning. It's a 6-year-old game. Yeah, I know. If something has been out for a couple of years and you're worried about spoilers, you're really fucked the bed. People with fake muscles isn't on my list of things to get jealous for. I mean, I don't know. She looks like an abomination. That's what she looks like. Some people are having problems, of course. Any port is going to have issues. Obvious heterosexual agenda. Look at this analysis. This is the same thing about me just making a random fucking video talking off script. I once had someone in my comments say, You should write scripts for your thing. I was like, are you fucking kidding? Are you dumb? I just like to talk off the cusp, just think and speak my mind about fucking anything, and I put it on the internet. This is the kind of things that these games attract. Finished Last of Us 2 over the weekend. It's fine, but it's rubbed me away, wrong way. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine playing a game over the course of the weekend and ending up hating it? That's what I call a bad scare. Do better, Naughty Dog. I don't think this is. I think this is. I think these are the people who they like to joke about this stuff. Hey, we have weirdness in video games. Fuck you. So people are obviously having problems with this shit, and I'm not surprised. Like I said, they probably got a little fucking cubicle in Sony's things, and they're just like some dude just like plugged this into a fucking some type of thing, and it just shadowed a fucking PC running type. Uh, it's just problems woke up against woke. Oh, why do people fucking go on about this shit? It's so funny. MCS, what is that? Bro is suffering heavily from MCS and writing in forums without actually owning the game. What is MCS? I don't know. I don't care enough to look it up. Currently 17,000 people playing the game and having fun, but stay angry. As it's the kind of people that are just so have stick so far up their asshole that and they just like look at this. We heard this in an earlier review. Played for 4 hours Ellie until the beginning of the gameplay with Abby. When I came back to the game, I realized I lost all my progress and went back day 2 with Ellie. Something weird happened yesterday. Same thing happened to me. Some people are losing their fucking save up. I don't know. It's funny. It's a stupid game, and all the Last of Us fans are fucking morons. So I mean, like you really, there's so many issues people are having. It's insane. Oh, okay, so this is what we were saying. We saw this tag too, and we're like, oh, really? Like, you're really gonna make this a fucking like, I, why? What kind of people go in looking for this in a fucking video game? How weird do you have to be to say, hey, yes, I want my digital entertainment to have this propaganda? Uh, look at this person. Let's see their description. The main character is a lesbian, and there's scenes throughout the game where she kisses and makes out with another female character. There's also a transgender character, and having them transgender contributes to parts of the story. There's a small dispute that occurs in the game where different characters take issue with the main character being lesbian. So weird. How the fuck do people want to look at that? Bait used to be the leave. That does sound like bait, I gotta say. You know what? We should make a post on here. Just try and fuck with people. What could we say? What could we say? Okay, we'll think about this. We're gonna put a post on here, and it's just gonna be just a troll. Dude spanks it. I mean, they're talking about sex and kissing in a fucking goddamn zombie survival game. Like, how fucking dumb? How how much of a fucking low life do you gotta be to be looking for this shit in video games? Okay, so yeah, I know. So we've gone through here. What comment could we put in there? What comment crashes on startup? Let's listen to this issue. The game is not starting and crashes after a black screen. I have a 48 already updated drivers. This sucks. Imagine spending your day trying to get fucking Last of Us 2 remastered trying to work on your PC. Oh my god, that's fucking funny. Okay, so let's think about what we could do because we want to do a post. Now, if you, of course, if you're just asking for getting banned or your post getting taken down, if you go in here just saying fuck woke, fucking about this, fuck that, fucking a lesbian, stupid game, you're just asking for that. Look, woke won. Shadows 4 million sold. This is like these are the type of people currently over 20K. So much for go woke, go broke. When they talked about Satan, the end of human. What the hell? Weird. These people are really weird. What? How did that guy do? Woke always wins because woke is right 90% of the time. Oh, this is what it's about, isn't it? It's about the Orange Man supporters. Oh my goodness. Oh, these people are fucking so stupid. Ghost of Tsushima's port launch had said, yeah, I mean that's true. But you know what? They probably didn't give a shit. Like they wouldn't have cared about if this unless this did like incredibly insane and sold like millions and millions of copies. They'd be like, oh really? Like they just shot this one out because they're continuing to milk this franchise. They want Last of Us to be this big thing. This is why Neil Druckmann said he's not making a Last of Us 3 because he wants the show to come out. He wants to saturate the entertainment industry with Last of Us and have it become this big, massive franchise, which it's never gonna be. It's like I said, it's reserved for these um type of people. Okay, here we got an idea. So let's go like this. Last of Us 3. Um, do you think they will make Abby? Okay, what can we say? Oh, trick these people and get fucking massive responses. Um, do you think they will make Abby? Okay, here, what can we say? Why? I want Abby to be in Last of Us 3. Okay, here, wait, let's say. Why can't Abby, or wait. Why? I get one. Why doesn't, this is something I've thought about too, is because I think that they weren't going to make, why doesn't Abby look like she does in the games in the TV series? Abby's appearance, I don't think this does spell check. Oh wait, no it does. Abby's appearance in the game looks very different from the TV series. Why is that? Like, I mean, obviously they didn't. They thought like a buff transgender looking woman would probably throw off a little bit. If she was such a beloved character. This is good. Watch this. Why are they not making Last of Us 3? Question mark. I think she's great. Why doesn't Abby look like she does in the in why doesn't Abby look like she does in the games in the TV series? Abby's appearance in the game looked very different from the TV. Why is that? If she's such a beloved character, why are they not making a Last 3? It's very confusing. Yeah, I can't wait to check on this in a couple days just to see the fucking back and forth that comes out of it. That's good. So go check it out on the Steam forums if you see it. This is a good one. See, this is like this tricks the moderators because every comment that comes through, like if you just go on there going "fuck woke, fuck Abby, fuck all this bullshit, I fucking hate it," they're not even gonna let your thing through. So you gotta kind of sneak it in there. You know what I mean? Oh, it's fucking funny. I love ripping on The Last of Us too. And if you're someone who doesn't like my opinion on Last of Us, you can go fuck yourself. Uh, Why doesn't Abby look like she does in the games in the TV series? Oh, that's good. Let's get a look of this because don't they have a picture of Abby? Here, wait. Let's go like this. Let's do a side by side. There we go. Okay, watch this. It's like she doesn't look anything like her. She's just like this like teeny little girl who's like a star actress fucking lady. Oh man, that's funny. Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. You know, obviously they were like, let's not. It's like, let's make a buff woman. Well, no, you can't do that. Who has like no breasts? Let's not do that. That might throw off like general audience. So let's take an attractive actress and just make her that. Let's not put in a buff girl. You know, who has no breasts. You know, let's and an androgynous Hulk. Let's not do that. Oh man, that's good. Look, I mean, look at Bella Ramsey. She looks so bizarre. It's so weird how they chose her for that. Oh man, that's funny. Look at that, dear God. Can women even look like that? Oh, that is weird. Oh my god, that's fucked up. Oh, that's funny. So, anyways, yeah, Last of Us 2. Think it's fucking stupid. Write your comments in the below if you so desire. I think it's hilarious. I can't wait to see what this fucking troll does here. Abby's appearance in the game looks very different from the TV series. Why is that? If she was such a beloved character, why are they not making a Last of Us 3? Look at that. Abby looks like fucking Neil Druckmann. Maybe Neil Druckmann wanted, like, that's who he wants to be. Maybe he wants to transition and be like Abby. Oh, I just got a great idea for a fucking thumbnail. I'm gonna make Neil Druckmann of that. Okay, we're back. We're peace out. Peace out, old. Oh, this is good. Fucking Last of Us 2 is such a shit show. What a shit stain on video games. That's what I'm gonna say. Peace out.